I'm not sure I'm qualified to give advice to anyone, but if I were made to, I would say that the most important thing with any creative pursuit is just to do it. You know, I mean, look at your camera here. You can. It looks like a very fancy camera, but there are cameras you can buy that do the job of an Arri Alexa almost, and you know, you can learn all these things on the internet now. The internet's opened everything up, and I think if you want to write a film and make a film, then go and do it. You know, don't wait for someone to give you permission to do so, because actually no one ever gives you permission to do it, and it's most important that you just get on and do your thing. And really, actually, the most amazing thing about this kind of technology is that you can do that now, whereas 20 years ago you couldn't, maybe even 10, you really couldn't do that. And I think if you've got a story to tell, you just must go and tell it in whatever form you feel is right. I think that we did a pretty good job with the time that we had, and it was amazing. It was amazing being, because I've never worked entirely on location. Usually, you're in a studio and then you might go out and do a bit on location, but it was great because it's so much about London, this film. It's so, like, the heart of this film is London, the city itself. And so we were out in this town, this extraordinary town. It's known all over the world for being extraordinary. We were out there every day, kind of actually living it whilst we were representing it on screen. So it was amazing. It wasn't quite art imitating life, but it was very much, you know, because it was a short space of time, we were like all the ages of the characters that we were playing, which were quite young. We became like a kind of real big group of kind of teenage friends, and that, I hope, meant that what we were doing on screen looked and felt more real. I did a film with Will before this film, and I said to him, I've written this script, and you know, Will's always been like, I think Will's like probably the best actor of our age group, and he's an extraordinary actor. I gave him the script and I said, hey, you know, do you want to read it and see? And he amazingly really took to it and loved it, and so decided to do the film. And I think that, for me, was the first sign that we had done something cool, because it immediately felt like it was kind of a group of people that really loved each other and really connected with each other, that were coming together to do something that they hoped would be really good. And yeah, it's great. I mean, it's always amazing to work with people who you admire, and especially if they're as amazing as these people are, then it makes it even better.
Absolutely. Hello, Edinburgh.
Hello, Edinburgh.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, and thank you for having us in the fantastic Waldorf Astoria, which we loved. And and thank you for having us in your beautiful city. I mean, if anything, it's just way more fun writing with someone else, and I think it's probably, I don't know if people would agree with me, but you probably get better results. I think that if, you know, two heads are always better than one, and Preston also happens to be one of my best friends, and so writing with him is always like a joy, because it means we're together having a good time. And I write alone a lot of the time as well, and I love that, but it's lonely being a writer. You know, you sit and you just kind of tussle with these characters and these stories on your own, and it's really nice to have someone who's sitting there or in another room to say, hey, what do you think of, you know, and to get their view on it. I definitely did draw lots from my own personal experience, and I feel, I was just saying to someone else before, that I feel very lucky that as a really young person, I was able to represent my generation on screen as a writer, you know, and it might sound wishy-washy. I think it's really important that young people write about young people, and that not 50-year-olds write about young people. And I think that there needs to be much more opportunity for people to for young people to really get the opportunity to write about their generation and represent their generation truthfully, you know.